'cause yay, Canada. Really need to get into the habit of clipping myself more when I'm streaming, because I have this very handy little clip that button in the new dashboard. I never click it. Probably hotkey it or something. But welcome back to Dwarven Fortress. Gimper, you said that you wanted a new dwarf, yeah? That might be difficult, and you might die really quickly. There's 63 dwarves left in the fortress, all right? And the surface is sealed. We have sealed ourselves off entirely from the surface because we're getting invaded by humans, but not even a huge army. That's not the point. There's just so many corpses up here, we actually can't remove them. There's so many corpses. We just can't remove them. This is a bop. Oh, it's so good, isn't it? Like, my God. In fact, his words, my God, I don't need you. So they're probably going to run in and destroy these levers eventually. That's mostly fine. Oh, Salon, what's up? It's good to see you. None of those levers are actually doing anything important. So here's the problem. We're sealed off. Which means it's time to learn to live permanently underground, completely ignoring the surface. We've moved most of our underground corpses over there. I'm gonna make a underground garbage disposal in a moment, which is essentially just gonna be a method of disposing of all of those corpses over there. And after that, it's just gonna be a matter of there we go. This can be Gimper. So Gimper the second. Gimper. Yeah, so the whole survival thing is gonna be a little weird. But we're not getting any more dwarves, so we have to take care of the dwarves that we do have, even the psychotic ones. And thank you seriously to everybody who's tuning in. Seriously, thank you so much. If you're here for the first time, which I don't think many of you are, thanks for taking the time to tune in. And I will do my best to stream for about 5-ish hours. So let's read a little bit about this dwarf. Gimper. Gimper has 1 kill. Killed a goblin, in fact. Not in this fortress. In Churchwheel. I don't even know where that fortress is. She is accepting, remembering retching and miasma, and mulling over the reoccurring memory made her change her personal opinions towards things. She is the daughter of 2 unnamed dwarves. She's 28 years old, born on the 8th of Hematite in the year 230. Her hair is extremely long, and she has a square chin and her teeth are gaped. She is incredibly tough and agile, but very slow to heal. She personally sees concealment of emotions as a betrayal and tries her best to never associate with such secretive fools. Finds the whole notion... Wait, hold on. Finds the whole notion that one would persevere through adversity is completely abhorrent, and believes that those who sacrifice for others should be deeply respected. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and this dream was realized. We do need to get these corpses out of here. Looks like the corpse for that dwarf is already being removed. Also, we seem to have gotten a free book out of it. So this poet died here, probably starved to death. 250 dwarf bucks this book is. The written portion consists of a 3-page untitled letter authored by Muthcat. The work has no particular subject. The writing is very serious tone. It's amateurish at best. It's a 3-page letter written by this dwarf. Interesting. Wonder who the letter was intended for. I do wonder. So, weird thing about this fortress. Down here, there's a dwarf. Lycott. The Baroness Consort. This is not my Baroness Consort. This is a visitor. They've been here for... and in my water pumping system for about a year. And occasionally tantrum. I dug a ramp out for them. They're not drowning because it isn't quite full. I dug a ramp out for them. They haven't used it. I'm very perplexed by this. In fact, to the point where I'm going to put, like, maybe knock out one more block next to that ramp, so maybe, potentially, that dwarf can get out. Regardless, I feel kind of bad. But yeah, that's kind of the current state. We do actually have this artificial waterfall over here. But the next little bit, I think, is just going to be kind of attempting to rehabilitate and keep our dwarves okay. So I'm going to make up some temples next. We're not actually... we are in break time currently. Okay. We're going to be making up a few temples. I'm also... another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fly all the way... okay, not all the way down to there. Just down to here. And I'm going to add some stuff to break time real quick. Which is just going to be... kind of this area. And I'm just going to hope that we can get that locked in. Because I really want to seal off this level. What your occupation was? You're a clothes maker. Some of the few sane dwarves that are left in the fortress. Now the reason I'm sealing this off is because the entryway kind of got just destroyed at some point by some dwarf, which I wasn't exactly thrilled by. But yeah, no, you're a pretty happy, younger, female dwarf. If anybody would like a dwarf like Gimper, even if you already had a dwarf in this fortress, doesn't matter. Just let me know, and we'll get you dwarf. At that point, we can have more named dwarves running around the fortress that can die horribly, that I can feel kind of bad about. It'll be great. We've got plenty of stones that need engraving. Plenty of tasks that need doing. Current goal is that hopefully this can get finished real quick. No, we're having a tantrum. Let's just cancel that. Maybe do this. Try and do it again. Olin is throwing a tantrum. The one problem with tantruming dwarves right now is I really can't afford to not... or I really can't afford to put dwarves into prison. Because dwarves are very valuable because of how few we have. So it's going to be kind of difficult to figure out what I can and cannot do with dwarves. Well, as long as that dwarf doesn't kill anybody, I'm good. So everybody out there, how's your Thursdays going? Just doing something right quick. Feeling like you're not working hard, but you sold $9.2 thousand worth of doors? Are you referring to in the like while at work, or in the form of, what's the word I'm looking for here? In like a video game door. What kind of door are we talking about here exactly? Okay, fair enough. I mean, yeah, that's not nothing. If I was saying that would be nothing, then I'd be lying. There's a Reddit thread for today, by the way. If anybody wants to help out the stream directly, you can do it that way. All right. At a door manufacturer. You know, on its surface, that sounds like a very mundane task, right? Or a very mundane job. There's a giant rat running around in here. But I would actually state that sometimes, like, mundane tasks... Also, yes, doors are expensive. That is a perfectly valid point. Often, the more mundane jobs are the really interesting ones to me, personally. Like, one of the weirder jobs I had in my life, literally all I did the entire time. The whole job. The entire thing I had to do was stand underneath this machine that was the size of a fucking semi-truck and trailer. Actually, like, two of them, like, parked side by side, and catch milk crates as they fell out of the machine, because the machine was literally just making 300 of them an hour. It's probably an exaggeration. It's probably closer to about 150 an hour. But it was like every minute and change, I had to catch two as they fell out. And they were bright yellow. And all I have to say to that is, when people talk about a job and say, oh, this is a mundane job that I've had, I'm always just like, man, I don't know what you consider mundane, but shit. I can get you mundane. So I'm just really quick queuing up some temples. They're gonna have various different designs. None of them are gonna be matching. They're all gonna look kind of different, and that's okay. Just kind of want to do a lot of these little diagonal buildings for them, because I like the way these work and the way they look. You've only had one job? That's one thing I can say about me. I've worked a lot of different jobs to date. You know, this is only one of the few jobs I've had in my life. Granted, this is easily my favorite. So thank you guys for helping me make this possible. But, you know, outside of the stuff I do in this industry, I've worked a lot of various jobs, which I think is kind of almost a strength, because I have, like, reference, I guess? Reference points for how fortunate I am to be able to do this. Because it's always not, I think amusing is maybe the wrong word, but I always get a little bit of schadenfreude when I see streamers and people who, you know, talk in my circles on social media complaining about how difficult this job is. Yes, it can be lonely. It can be complicated. It can be, you can be harassed. You can get attacked. There are definitely some major downsides when it comes to the industry of online creativity, essentially. But man, those positives outweigh the negatives on a scale that I can't comprehend. I'll tell you this. My ex, when we were in high school, put her elbow through her door. Good doors are important. If your door is literally made of cardboard and you're a anxiety-driven, angry teenager, and you can put a hole through your door by going thunk, not even like hitting it particularly hard, but just going thunk like this with your hand out of frustration at something. It's probably like having a good door is a good thing. It's an important industry. I would enjoy it too. Looks like a stem. Now you gone and ruined it. Now you gone and ruined it. What am I gonna do now? I know it's a... Does kind of look like a stem, doesn't it? At least we have all of these resident poets. The kind of depressing portion of this fortress now is this. I have all of these empty bedrooms. So many empty bedrooms. Because so many dwarves have died. Plants aren't symmetrical. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Well, sometimes the flower, a nice flower bud can be symmetrical. Oh my god. The Baroness Consort came out. Of the fucking pool. That's fantastic. Let's just fill that in. I wonder if it's one of these dwarves. Dancer, dancer. Dancer, dancer. No, 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 no. Well, it's none of those. So I don't know. Maybe. Typically public tender. I don't know, that whole thing just sounds fascinating to me. It just sounds fascinating. That's cool. I mean, it's to me, a lot of the coolest industries are industries that you never actually think about. You know, stuff that you take so for granted, but you use literally every day. Like somebody made your doorknob. You know, where did your doorknob come from? Obviously from the doorknob factory. Don't be rude like that. Why would you say such a thing about the doorknob factory? They're great people, okay? Also, Kimper apparently is mining. An assigned miner, nonetheless. With the very important task of accessing or chiseling out our new living or praying space for gods. There we go. This dwarf has completely lost it. This dwarf wearing a goblin hair amulet. Well-crafted goblin hair amulet. Now is I gotta feel like it's the actual string itself holding the amulet on that would be made mostly out of goblin hair. The rest of it, I can't really imagine that. That would be nice. Why are the dwarfs dying? So it's been a really long time, Ice Dew, that we've been in this fortress. Maybe not a really long time, but a decently long amount of time that we've been in this fortress. We have 63 dwarves, and this is the surface. Just piles and piles of corpses. And apparently a ghost. Huh. Well, shit. We should probably get that dealt with. Anyway, so there's piles and piles and piles of corpses up on the surface. We've gone through many heavy losses. Multiple rounds of heavy losses. We have plenty of wounded dwarves. The reason dwarves are currently dying is, can you buy a flagpole? I don't know what the question means. So, long story short, we're not getting any new migrants because caravans got either attacked or scared off by the pus raining from the sky whenever they tried to trade with us. And so we're just trying to kind of hunker down and set this fortress up for future prosperity, and then probably retire it. Because I would like this fortress to keep going, because I'm rather attached to it. At which point, we'll probably start another fortress, not tomorrow, but Sunday, in the same world. Because tomorrow is my day off of streaming, and then Saturday, I'll be doing RimWorld and probably Caves of Cut after that. Poet is fighting. But yeah, no, some of it is like tantrums. Dwarves spazzing out and killing each other. So some of it's murder. Our Baron, actually, in this fortress was murdered by another one of our dwarves. Yeah. I saw that when I woke up today, but because I kind of slept in, or slept past when I normally would get up to start streaming, because I kind of got out of bed at about 9:30. Granted, I fell asleep at 5 in the morning. I normally wake up closer to 7. I'll watch the VOD when I finish. Probably after I go see my ex today and drop her packages off. I have like one miner who isn't insane, and it's Oswix. Looking at your description, I'm shocked this dwarf isn't insane. Flimsy? Gotta be like impervious. He's obsessed with order and structure in his own life. Wants everything kept in its proper place. Very rarely develops negative feelings. Greatly moved by art and natural beauty, and he's troubled by this since he dislikes the natural world. He is quick to anger. He's often nervous. Doesn't handle stress well. If you don't handle stress well, how are you like one of the only dwarves in the entire fortress that isn't melancholic? That is incredible. Maybe just hasn't been put in the right situation to really become melancholic. Anyway, this will be a temple. So many gods with no worshippers. All right, so let's start with the ones with more worshippers. All the ones down at the bottom. So this will be the god Tutoral Rain Square, the god of order. Right after that, on the list, this one will be a god. Will be to the temple of Idrath, the god of games, gambling, murder, death, and rebirth. That is a complex god. I guess BGA9, but because he is, but at the same, and he's satisfied at work. But at the same time, it doesn't matter if a dwarf is doing the thing that they love to do. If they have that much uneasy and horrified in their history, like, I'm impressed that dwarf isn't completely insane. Like, I've had dwarves that got rained on once that then their life is ruined for it. But this one's just like, eh. Although I'm real curious to see what, the actual stress changes look like in the next update. All right, let's get this smooth. I'm gonna need quite a few more, so we're gonna have to do some more stuff on here, but autumn has come. If you're curious about that siege, I am just ignoring the surface. We're sealed off. Something really cool has to show up for me to emerge and murder it. Anyway, Chimp, how did FG drop the potato? Like I said, I haven't seen the VOD, but I don't mind if you have a summary. Although, it's kind of funny because Stu was worried we were going to take too long, or we were going to be too easy. And just beat it on the first try, and he was very disappointed. I kind of concerned about that. He's like, oh no, we're gonna beat this on the first try. I made the challenge too easy. Bah. And then now we've started dropping it repeatedly, which is, it's pretty good. Giving people plenty of entertainment, which is, you know, like the goal of the whole operation. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hope we're able to keep the originals alive longer this time. Can just, on a scale from 1 to 10, how hysterically did FG laugh? I'm just like picturing her just like dying laughing at that. El Nasa produces a masterpiece spider silk cloth. You just switched to Kiri's stream? Yep. I know that struggle. But you know, that's all, that just kind of comes with the territory, right? Just kind of comes with the territory. This little game called Ratopolis that I've seen some people playing. Looks kind of neat. It's like slay the spire and 2 crowns hit a baby. What's this? Someone just sent me a video. Are you dead? More or less everybody is. The real question is, how did you die? And to that, I don't know. Yes, your dwarf is indeed dead. Actually, no, you're not. Never mind. I lied. I thought you were still a child. No, you're just a happy peasant with no job. Welcome to the mining corps, friend. I really wish alchemy actually did something. My phone's going off. Why is my phone going off? So yeah, no, R&D some. You are Actually about to go get your first job as a dwarf. You're gonna go pick up equipment. Apparently I have other peasants. But they all have jobs, so that's fine. I really hope that some more of these children grow up soon. Yeah, no, I would say it was like late October last year, R&D. I went on like this binge session and rewatched literally everything Krug Smash had ever done ever. So remember trying to explain cave-ins? I understand cave-ins. Understanding cave-ins isn't the problem. It's pulling off cave-ins that's the problem. Dragon Man has become a metalsmith. Excellent. Thing is, I need another metalsmith. Maybe the next peasant to grow up can become a metalsmith. So that's 2 temples. This will be the 3rd temple. 3rd temple is my new prog rock band, by the way. This is to the god Ingatak, Shady Sable, the god of night. And this up here is going to be dedicated to Therleth, the god of plants and animals. Right across the hall from Therleth, the plants and animals, we have meeting zone, assign location, add temple. Not that one, because there's no people who worship it. The god of Shigum, spurting love. The god of lust, depravity, sacrifice, and charity. Instead, Burdan, the god of travelers. After that, we've got the tenacious claw. The god of thunder, rain, storms, and revenge. You're a big nub, so you can't say for certain. Wait, what? Yeah, well, for aquifers, yes. Also, it's a really good way to one-shot a forgotten beast. Or a big scary monster, if you do it carefully. But yes, for aquifers, they can be quite important. Although my favorite way to deal with aquifers is just wait for winter and then dig through it. How big of a nub, if you don't mind me asking? BGA9. I believe this is the first time I've seen you in my stream, so. Like 10 hours worth of playtime? Gotcha. Well, if you need help with anything, shout in the chat room, because if I don't know how to answer a question, somebody might know how to answer said question. That and watching people play, good stuff. You know, watching people play and like, I've tried my best to explain this to some people who kind of oddly don't seem to get it, but one of the most important things about learning a game like this is just watching other people play it. It's the easiest way to just become accustomed with things. I feel real bad for this dwarf. Both of this dwarf's parents are dead. Like, I feel real bad for this dwarf. Finding it lots of fun. Hopefully the BGA9 is finding lots of fun, you know. That's the ideal. Also, ask lots of questions. Yeah, like Catmaid said, Necromancer is easy peasy, right? I mean, this isn't CDDA, so we can't make cat girls, so just necromancers. You know, just steal the Necronomicon and raise the dead. How are you doing today, by the way, Catmaid? Ah. Got something stuck in my lung. Alright. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 temples. Like I said, all we're trying to do right now is just make these dwarves as happy as possible. That's literally my goal. At which point, assuming we don't get Forgotten Beasted a bit too much, because I will totally fight Forgotten Beasts, even though I'm essentially ignoring the surface. If Forgotten Beasts show up, doesn't matter what Z level they're on, I will figure out a way to fight them. Same with Plains Titans, if any of those show up, or any mega beasts on the surface. But outside of that, we're just gonna ignore the surface, because I don't want to have to deal with that many corpses. It was kind of my own bad. I didn't, like, make a trap that was, you know, self-sufficient at mashing corpses. But I tried. It just didn't work. Got a doctor visit in an hour? It's been a long time since I've seen a doctor. Probably should go do that. I actually do need to go to the doctor at some point soon, because I need to get a checkup with my eye doctor. My eyes are getting worse, and, it's fun. Having eyes that are terrible. Where things don't stay dead. It's not that fancy. It is raining pussy mucus on the surface, though. Now, corpses are disturbing. So dwarves are very easily disturbed by all of the corpses of, you know, dead humans, goblins, dwarves, friend, foe, beak dogs, trolls. Everything that's lying right there. Basically everything. Like, when dwarves see that, they are disturbed by that. And the fact that they find that disturbing is kinda not good. So like, let's see. Only upon getting caught in an argument. Let's see if I can find a dwarf with that debuff. It doesn't feel anything after seeing a dead body. So this dwarf is actually pretty good at dealing with it now, even though they are haggard due to tremendous stresses placed on them. This dwarf does a pretty good job of just kind of going, oh, it's a troglodyte's dead body, whatever, right? But sometimes you'll see dwarves that either have horrified or uneasy every single time they see a dead body. And a dwarf seeing a dead body, if they see that enough, eventually it will take a toll on their mental health and mental stability. And it might even give them post-traumatic stress, which is lovely. Nope. That is absolutely not true, R&D. I've had dwarves that aren't military dwarves that just, like, walk past bodies and like, nah. It really just depends on, like, their traits. I've had military dwarves that just immediately get fucked up when they start seeing bodies. Like, they just freak out and have panic attacks like every other dwarf. HRT. I don't know that acronym. To some people, I think interesting dwarves are the best. I do. Like, I like a dwarf that has enough personality that I can follow it and watch how they develop and grow up in my fortress. Essentially, but here's the thing. By the time they're done clearing the surface, I'll have been attacked 2 more times. We pissed a lot of people off. I mean, no, it is kind of fair. As for certain tasks, psychopathic dwarves are absolutely the best. For certain tasks, it's completely correct. Psychopaths are the best in Dwarf Fortress. Concealed creator. Hello, hello. Good luck. Good luck with what? If you don't mind me asking. Also, hello. Hope you're doing well. The Tenacious Claw. the god of thunder, the rain, the storms, and revenge. And right over here, this temple over here can be the silvery treasures, the god of trade and wealth. We'll do silvery treasures. I didn't sleep very well last night, but we're getting through it. We're getting through it. One day and one stream at a time. An animal has grown to become a stray Drothla. Yee! We have tamed Drothlas. We also have a bunch of not tamed Drothlas. But that's okay. There's something kind of interesting about PR emails. Just in any industry, but my mayor Jacques treatment wants me to make certain goods. High boots. How much metal do I have and what kinds? I could do iron. I could probably do steel. Let's just do bronze. Bronze, high boot. Let's just do 10. Get most of our military dwarves with them. Anyway, PR emails are interesting because it's always, you know, they're trying to get or remind people to cover things and promote their thing, right? So they try and be as nice about it as possible. And sometimes you'll get an email like, codes are ready for insert game here that was really popular that a lot of people liked. That's beautiful. Which I don't want to out here just because of the email. But they'll be like, yeah, this indie hit is like now has codes available for review on a new platform kind of thing. But sometimes you'll get like, gorgeous yada yada game from person you've never heard of, about thing you've never heard of, in franchise you've never heard of. Aren't you excited about it? Yada yada yada. And then you look at it and you're like, this looks like garbage. Also, I've literally never heard of this game. It's like one of the two whenever I see a PR email. But yeah, no, it's very much a Thursday for me. Tomorrow is my day off of streaming, so it's Thursdays are, at least the first few Thursday or Fridays that I took off, Thursdays were very much a, yeah, let's do a big long stream. But recently, because of just general stress and the way my life's been going recently, it's been a lot of Thursday rolls around and I'm just like ready to go to bed early and sleep. Ready to wake up early Friday, go to the gym, and then spend the entire day editing a podcast and scoping out another Today in Dwarf Fortress video. That's gonna be tomorrow. And I'm also gonna look at and toy with the idea of taking some Caves of Cud footage and trying to make a Today in Cud out of that. Curious about what you guys think of that idea. I probably wouldn't be on any particular schedule, but I'm thinking about tossing one together using one of the better runs that I've had and just seeing if I can make that format work for other games. What do you guys think of that, chat room? Numar, the Copper Shell, the god of mountains, caverns, and fortresses. The Sanctum of Healing. Interesting. Pog, you say? Well, I knew what your reaction would be, P-Luck. And that's all good. And I'm also, like, I know that this sounds like a whole lot to get done on Friday, and it probably is, and I probably won't get it all done, but I'd also like to film another cooking video. I think it's worth a shot. I mean, the other ones do well. I don't want to change the subject of the channel too much, you know?
Cheese for everyone!
Cheese would be more appropriate? When is cheese not appropriate? You are interested in this? Yeah, no, exactly. Like, because I want this channel to be Dwarf Fortress plus... Is that a peddler is visiting? Yeah, peddler is visiting. Meanwhile, this dwarf is having another tantrum. Anyway, you're a gem cutter, yeah? What rough gems do I have? Because I want this channel to be a, like, traditional roguelikes and Dwarf Fortress. So, why not just, you know, try and create similar content for traditional roguelikes that I am in Dwarf Fortress? If they're working for Dwarf Fortress, they'll probably work for traditional roguelikes as well. Let's cut some wax opals. How come this... Oh, it's forbidden. Ah, there's the problem. Now we can get that Forgotten Beast skeleton out of my stairwell. Much better. All right, let's see if we can place some more slabs. That is a lot of memorials. There we go. Cancel the statue, because I didn't actually mean to place that. That is completely true, hilarious. And that is not a hilarious thing to say. I hope that you are not currently barfing your innards out, and I hope if you are currently barfing your innards out that you feel better in a short period of time due to barfing your innards out. That was a sentence. I just said. Hope you're doing well. Hilarious. Okay, so I just got offered a key for a game from a publisher that I quite like. But this, I just need to read the title of this game. I don't know if I'll even accept this key. I might just send it back to them. But the game is called Interactivity, the Interactive Experience. I'm just looking at the screenshots. It kind of looks like Stanley Parable. This might be fun. Might be fun. I don't know. It's just a funny name. Games with a funny name to me is a huge selling point. Alright, let's see how our moods are doing. This dwarf is dejected after being unable to help anybody for so long. You're not in a squad, and I can't give you a job, but I can put you in a squad. So you can go, because you're just a mercenary, you can go train after you're done socializing. Same with you. You're uneasy about a lot of things, but I can put you in a squad and hopefully... this can wake them up a little bit, and they'll, you know, go do their job for a little bit. You're gonna go cut wax opals. I really hope that lump kind of comes too. At least you're content being near a waterfall. I'm just glad that works. So who here looks forward to the holiday season? I know that that's like a weirdly open question, but is there a particular time of year that you look forward to? Robe, gloves, sandal, cap. All right, let's do silk cap 30, silk gloves 30, silk robe 60, silk trousers 30, silk dress 30, silk hood 30, silk cloak 30, silk shirt tunic 30, silk, what else do I need? Mitten 30. It's because of working in retail for a bit. You know, I understand that. I used to always look forward to Christmas. And the reason I always looked forward to Christmas, which is kind of why I wanted to talk about this actually. The reason I always, one of the main reasons I always looked forward to it was because my ex loved it. It was always her favorite holiday of the year. She just absolutely adored Christmas. And because of that, it was always something I kind of looked forward to. But for my family, it's not a huge holiday. It's very much a we kind of just get beer and hang out. Before you nap, I'm gonna need to nap after stream today. Well, I hope you have a good nap when you do nap. Thanks. Hope you were able to get some sleep last night. I think I'm gonna move the loom over here. By move the loom, I think I'm going to put 2 looms over here. Not moving anything. Christmas beer? I mean, yeah, that's pretty much Christmas. I just buy beer and go over to my family's house. It used to be I would buy beer, go over to my ex's family's house, and then the next day buy more beer and then go to my family's house. But this year it'll just be one day. Kaseki, hello. Which I'm probably still completely butchering. I'm certain I'm still butchering. Cool. You do have wood cutting. I'll also assign you on carpentry. You're napping. You have a good night. Or nap. It's not night if it's a nap. So it's probably daytime where you're at. I just wish it was cloudier outside, because currently I have this sun in my eyes. I still do get illuminated as Jesus with this new lighting setup. There we go. That's a little better. It just isn't anywhere near as hilarious as it was before. Before it was very much there. When my camera was pointed this way and the window was behind me, it would shine right over my head and just completely blow out the entire camera. There we go. All of our dwarves are pumping out silk gloves. Kimper's pumping out silk gloves. Does anybody want to be in this fortress, by the way? I could probably pretty quickly get you in here. Hey, Peter. Hope you're doing well. Best of luck on those investments, guys. You ready to die? What kind of job would you like? We have 2 woodworkers. I don't call the unnamed mason because the unnamed mason is melancholic. Although apparently is actually working. That's interesting. We got a couple crafting dwarves, a couple farmers. We got a couple doctors, a bunch of military dwarves, and a shiz ton of children. And then apparently some elf poets that live here. Woodworker? The one I was literally just hovering on. Feels satisfied at work, and within the last season, he felt satisfied at work. Felt lonely after being away from family for too long. Beardster, it goes all right. I wish I got some more sleep, but it is what it is. I hope you're doing well. 17 years old, born on the 9th of Opal in the year 241. Slow to tire, likes marble, trifle pewter, savorite, sparrow leather, and jute fabric. He personally strongly believes that a peaceful and ordered society without deceit is best. Finds that those that deny their impulses somewhat stiff, and values sacrifice and sees working hard as a foolish waste of time, and sees competition as wasteful and silly, and finds maintaining decorum a silly and fumbling waste of time. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. Also a Dyrus sub. I can't remember the last time I saw a Dyrus emote. Oh, Dyrus. Your mother is not in the fortress, but your father is, and your father's a diagnoser. Your parental grandmother, the scholars in the fortress. Your older sister is a hammer lord. 2 of your aunts are also in the military. An uncle of yours is a butcher. And you have a boatload of cousins in the fortress. And a bunch of passing acquaintances. Gifted? It happens. Family's more alive than you thought? You never know. They might be dead inside. I wouldn't go counting your chickens. I don't even know what that means in that context. Not gonna lie. It's like, I don't know, your family might be dead inside. Don't go counting your chickens before they're hatched. It's a weird use of that analogy, Mr. Streamer. When Mr. Streamer starts talking to himself in third person, you know he's sleepy. This was an old symptom of the back when I used to work night shift streams. Once a week, back when I worked night shift on the weekend, before I quit the job entirely, but after I started working full-time, there was a good bit of time there where every single Saturday I would come home from work at about 6:30 in the morning, and I would just immediately go to bed, and I would wake up at about 11, and I'd start streaming at noon Pacific. So 2 hours later in the day than I start now. Start streaming immediately, and then I would just stream for 8 to 10 hours. I'd do that every weekend. It was brutal. Oh, the Baron Consort. Where are you? There you are. Wait, no, that's not you. There's a Baron Consort up on the surface he's just trying to visit. Yeah, I have no idea where that dwarf is. In celebration of your 300th ticket? Do you know what job you want? Hilarious. I am not familiar with this channel that you got gifted a sub to. B-Log, but congratulations. Clother? Gotcha. Apparently you've been utterly harrowed by the nightmare that is your tragic life, but you're satisfied at work, and within the last season you felt satisfied remembering producing a masterwork. You have no idea who it is? Oh, really? Oh, you also got gifted an Evil Trick sub. Well, Evil Trick's one of my team members, so... Evil Trick is good people. I can vouch for him. I swear. Personally finds sacrifice to be one of the highest ideals. Greatly respects those that observe decorum and maintain their dignity. Values peace over war and finds leisure time wasteful. Doesn't care about art one way or another and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. 149 years old, born on the 8th of Moonstone. Hilarious likes zinc, almandine, the color red, purple pebbles, warhammers, and figurines in puzzle boxes. Giant gray parrots for their intelligence and the words of the mine of diamond. It's a very dwarfy sounding thing. The mine of diamonds. All right, who put the troglodyte body in the the entry hall? Who put the troglodyte corpse in the dining hall? Oh God, that is a dwarf right there murdering my Drothla. Holy shit, dude. So this is a... Wow. Apparently a Baron Consort, but not mine. So they're just a permanent resident, I guess? Mercenary type dwarf, whose current goal seems to be beat the shit out of all my dwarves. I almost want to tell them to leave. I don't know. I can actually open the surface back up for a little bit and let visitors in or out. Man, Lump, you keep snapping. You're such a young dwarf, too. Such a young dwarf. It's the Farmer's Workshop hotkey. I always forget. Farmer's Workshop W. It's a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. But yeah, no, I think that happens a lot, actually. People won't know who a particular person is, and then they'll get gifted a bunch of subs to them and be like, It just kind of comes with the territory, I guess. How to identify dwarves who own 2 bedrooms quickly. If you look at their description, it'll tell you what their holdings are. Modest quarters, 1 chest. If they own more than 1 chest, they own 2 bedrooms. But generally, I just don't worry about it. I'm being completely honest. Usually that's my strat, is just, don't worry. It'll be okay. If I need more bedrooms, I can make more bedrooms. If a dwarf wants 2 bedrooms, dwarf can have 2 bedrooms. But generally with that stuff, your best bet is probably just manually. There really is no quick way to do it. You can't let your monks have more than they need. Then make the right number of bedrooms. And just check the beds. I don't know, I think your dwarves might disagree with that. It's like, I respect... I very much respect the notion that you can't let your monks have more than they need. But your monks might very much disagree. Cut green zircon. Let's just do 10. I'm actually not sure how many of those I've left. So you're building like a monastery themed fortress? Is the portion that I got out of that. How's that been going? I'm actually kind of curious. Oh, interesting. You have a plump... Do you have any mods making plump helmet men more, common? Because those things are so fragile, if a dwarf walks past them, it can damage the dwarves. Let alone, like... Man. Dude. Sorry, I've never had a plump helmet person join my fortress. And they just seem like a fantastic thing to have. Just came for knowledge. They can't speak, which is interesting. You get spammed with petitions? If you have a very large, famous library, that is extremely likely that you'll just get spammed with people begging to let you join. I think that might be what I do next, is I try and do a Fortress of Scholars. Because I've kind of tried to halfway do that a couple times, but I want to be in an easier biome. 300 books? How many books do I have in my library? We have 5 written objects, including copies. That's not right. Unless people have just, like, stolen all my books, which is totally possible, because I was up to about 15. Apparently there's a lot of forbidden ones. It's a haunted biome. It's up on the surface, it's raining boogers. Must be real fun being these humans over here that are sieging me. Not that I couldn't kill them, I could totally kill them. I'm just making the honest decision to not kill them. Because I need to rehabilitate the dwarves that we do have. What's your policy on scholars? Do you have any like race policy that your dwarves won't allow into the fortress? Or is it just like, yeah, you're letting elves, you're letting everybody in? Lug became a mace dwarf. Good on you, Lug. Depends on the mood. Mostly deny them all. Do you look up their history or anything first? Because I know some people like go check legends and be like, okay, did you have a dwarfy upbringing? If you had a dwarfy upbringing, you're okay to join. If you didn't have a dwarfy upbringing, GTF out my house. Which I think is kind of a funny way of doing it. There goes El Naso. Poor bastard. I had my audio way quieter than normal because I had a bit of a headache when I woke up today. And the result of this is I had no idea whether or not my music is at good volume. So if it is a little quiet or a little loud, let me know. Wonder if my older sister has messed with Dwarf Fortress at all. During Canadian Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago, I actually showed her the bare bones basics of Dwarf Fortress. Installed it on her laptop and got it all set up and running. Showed her how to generate a world and like the capabilities of generating a world. As far as the trading pavilion? Oh no, totally. I 100% agree with that. But no further than the trading pavilion. So let's see how this is doing. Are any of these getting buried? Because they might. Hello, Arya. How are things? I did not sleep very well. Outside of the part where I did not sleep very well. The closest I've seen to a plump helmet man joining a fortress was I once saw a traveling band of musicians that didn't ask to live with me, but hung around one of my older fortresses for a little bit, and it was made up of 2 elves and a plump helmet person. Which I was just absolutely fascinated by. So yeah, that's me at this point. By the way, if you guys want to see a little bit more Dwarf Fortress stuff when I'm not streaming, or maybe when I am streaming, Arya plays games. It's in the name. Almost, or almost. The militia captain has bestowed the name Solos Celis Sisith Nittig upon a bronze short sword. I don't shout people out enough, and I need to get more into the habit of it. It's just kind of a fact. I'm real bad at it. Alright, so that's set up. This is going to be called Control N Trash. And new task, connect to a bridge, most recent one. Do that. The thing I keep telling people is Dwarf Fortress is a game that has a wanting audience. There's a lot of people that want to watch Dwarf Fortress. There's just nobody doing it because the people who would do it don't think that anybody would want to watch it. Explain streamer brain? Never heard the term before. In regards to me being good at playing games and streaming and while playing, I've been doing this for 6.5, 7 years. If I'm not good at it by this point, I'm doing something fucking wrong. And 6 to 7 days a week starting in November 2014. In 10 days. November 17th, 2014 was when I started a 30-day challenge of streaming. Try and do both, but you can't do badly. So I have no frame of reference there because I can't drive. So, but I kind of see where you're coming from. It's like tapping your head and rubbing your stomach. Kind of thing. I can see it. It works for most people, fair enough. On the bright side, I hope our dwarves will be able to go put on nice clothing. I don't even know what this stockpile is for. This is for leather? Let's do leather and I want to say clothing. I'll say those are that's in finished goods, yeah? Yeah, it is. Okay. So let's do headwear, footwear, and no metal, no gem. I almost literally just want to say permit basically anything above superior quality. Silk or yarn. I'm kind of expecting a whole bunch of stuff to get hauled there all of a sudden. It's nice to have me in the corner of the screen. To be honest, the YouTube videos are very much an ad for my stream. As much as I love the little videos, the stream is the primary. So, I'm glad that you managed to find your way here by accident. I try really hard to not just heavily promote my stream at the end of the videos, because I know that just annoys some people. A lot of people just want to watch YouTube stuff and don't give a shit about Twitch, and frankly, that's the way it should be. You know, if you care about a specific platform, I'll just watch that specific platform. Oh god, there's a ghost. It's a ghostly dancer. I don't have a slab for them. Let's queue up some more slabs. Probably don't need that many, but... Alright. Cool, literally it's literally just the one ghost. We'll just promote that. Someone will get it done, or should get it done, hopefully quickly. Wannabe Plump Helmet Necromancer, that's interesting. I mean, it makes sense, because Plump Helmet men are very fragile, right? So I guess, like, being worried about one's mortality if you're such a fragile creature is, you know, that I can see where that little plumpy person is coming from. Just gonna get all the corpses out of here. And they're gonna go and pick up all the plop all the corpses right on that bridge, and then I'll just pull the lever a little bit later and squish them. That'll be great. Is almost expected, actually. I tend to agree with that. But when it comes to self-promotion, IMO, the best route to do it is to do it as little as possible and just let it happen naturally. You know, like, one of the things that I'm actually very paranoid about, but I've had people tell me that it's not a problem, is the amount I mention things like my Patreon while streaming. I overanalyze the hell out of that. Try and do it about once every 2 hours. Something I keep note of, because it's like, well, that's more than a third of my income right now. So I have to mention it. And a lot of that support comes from, you know, the very small micro tipping, right? Like, every time I get an extra $1 a month, it's like, okay, cool. Because that's all that these types of things need to cost. You know, I used to have and still do, have a whole lot of respect for an older Twitch streamer I saw ages ago, who straight up said, like, he would, if he hit a specific sub goal, and this was back when bits were announced, right? If he hit a specific sub goal at the time, he would not activate bits on his channel, because he said that he was just paying his salary, paying his bills, paying for his food, paying for his housing, and pulling in savings and just doing fine. If I recall correctly, it was 4,000, which is quite a lot of subscribers, because he was doing quite well. But to this day, he's never turned bits on. He's never made a tip button, because he just has enough subs. Like, that is such an envious position for me. It's like, just... Wait, I think it's important to kind of admire your peers in an industry. We should watch this Dwarf, make sure they don't break anything. It's important to, like, you know, admire your peers in an industry, right? But, yeah, exactly. Giovanna, exactly. Like, that's a really high up position to be, I guess, in... You're spamming worship and what? I want to say it's like worship and meditate on... Okay, you're it's jumping between gambling and death. Anyway, have a good time having a tantrum worship. But yeah, no, at that point you're able to make stances like that, and he also had a pretty successful YouTube channel. But it's like, it's one of the most envious positions. Like, I really wish I could just be like, yo, I'm not... Sorry, I just saw a thing that Ninja said on Twitter and has me scratching my head. I'll read it later, though. I need context for it. No, I mean, I feel it, Arya. I'll put it this way. To put this in perspective, the number of times that I like find like one of the ones that really blew my mind was XQC, who one of the biggest broadcasters on Twitch. Period. Not somebody I watch very frequently. First time I stumbled upon his content, he had like 70,000 people watching him play Overwatch. And I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? He was just being super rude, crass, unpleasant individual. He's an okay guy in real life. I've met him now. Met him at TwitchCon this past year. And it was... When I first found him, it was fascinating because I looked at it. I'm like, man, this guy's kind of a dick. Who watches this? Then I realized, oh, he made his account the year before. Dude made his account in 2016. And I'd already been streaming for like 3 years at that point. I'll just say this. I don't know what you do on YouTube, but unless you're getting like 40, 50,000 views of video on YouTube, you won't be even making lunch money. YouTube payment is not great. I know a few people that are in the 150 to 200,000 subscriber range on YouTube, and hearing them talk about ad revenue is a little bit unsettling. Well, shit. The Death Stranding soundtrack is all up on YouTube now. I'm gonna have to look into that. I want to know what that soundtrack sounds like. So I've heard little bits of that soundtrack, and it sounds great. I just don't think it'll be great for Dwarf Fortress, necessarily. A dwarf has grown to become a peasant. Well, I really need a new metalworker. She is quick to heal, rarely sick, and agile. Personally believes that there's little better in life than a good party. Believes that those who sacrifice for others should be deeply respected. Values decorum and proper behavior. And doesn't really see the point in working hard. Dreams of raising a family. Quite quick to heal, rarely sick, and agile. She likes Aldesite Platinum, Tanzanite, Giant Parakeet Leather, Cow Horn, the color teal, bolts, flasks, and monarch butterflies for their coloration. You don't sound like a metalworker. Now, is that doing primarily YouTube, Arya? Here's the thing, though. I get it, right? No, I totally get it. But, like, from a different perspective, right? Like, I'm lucky enough to be able to make, currently, my living, which is a little terrifying, doing this full-time. Don't know how much longer I'll be able to do it full-time for, but I'm incredibly fortunate to be in this position. The number of people that I've known over the years that have gone from nothing to thousands of concurrents and then stopped talking to me, I could count on 4 hands. And then a lot of them go from nothing to thousands of concurrents, back down to nothing. As far as being big one day, if you want to grow on YouTube, you have to play the YouTube game. I hate the YouTube game. Fighting the algorithm is 99% of the battle on YouTube, and it's the most frustrating fucking thing ever. Just talk to my friend Jaunty of a YouTube channel called Geekism. He'll tell you a few things about fighting the algorithm. Yeah, if you're not playing the YouTube game, you need to do one of two things. You need to make high-demand niche content that people will fund, okay? So that's not Let's Plays, that's not reviews, that's not quick looks, that's not any of that. That's working your ass off and doing nothing but... I didn't actually give that dwarf any jobs. And that's working your ass off and doing, like, researched mini pieces. It's doing something like what Krug Smash does with, you know, he's found a niche and he's making it work. He's doing a very specific type of video on YouTube that nobody else is doing or can do better, and he's doing it better than literally everybody else. And that's just what you have to do. No, totally. I understand the burnout problem. When I worked full time, I was streaming about 30 hours a week while I was working full time. It is frustrating, and it's difficult. And then suddenly it stopped. Was that a change in content, or you hate the entire ad-based economy? Yeah. The problem with YouTube is everybody assumes everybody is making buttloads of money. It's kind of the same with Twitch, but it's a little bit more obvious to realize that everybody's broke. For whatever that's worth. Like, there's this very funky assumption on YouTube that unless you only upload one video a month and it's like something that you spent a month working on, a lot of people just work under the assumption that YouTube is super easy. And I think it's partially because of Let's Players, you know? Like, I've had people try and tell me that what I do is easy because... Cave spider. Like a tiny little cave spider? Oh no, you big baby. Like, I've had people try and tell me that, oh, all you do is sit in your chair and play video games for 8 hours a day. It's actually a fight that me and my ex's mother would get into almost every Christmas. Is like, yes, I have a real job. Yes, this is hard work. Yes, there's stuff I do outside of playing video games. Yes, I work 14 hours a day. Let's get that dwarf memorialized so that it stops haunting my tavern. God dang it. It's because YouTube. Literally, that's what it is. It's because YouTube. So, to anybody here who's just lurking, can I get a round of beers in chat? And if you want me to stop doing the inside baseball talking, just let me know. But something I've learned, and this is something actually that head of community at 505 Games told me in my face. Nobody gives a shit about you on YouTube. There's this thing called monetizable audience, which is a technical term that I fucking hate, by the way, which essentially just states the number of people in your world that are willing to talk to you. Where are they going? I should probably lock that door. Are they leaving the map through my drain? They're leaving the map through my drain. Anyway, they put that away yet? There it goes. Excellent. There's this thing called monetizable audience, right? YouTube it's less than 0.1% of your audience. So in YouTube, you have to deal in scale. You either need massive or nothing, and not worry about monetizing it. Because if you go massive, you have to build up several 100,000 people. If you can't do that, you're not going to get much out of it. Unless it's small scale self-promotion, which is what I do, or archival stuff, which is also what I do. Like your ability to, with some very niche fringe cases, like I think Run Button is maybe the only small Let's Play channel I've ever encountered that actually gets solid support on Patreon. It is extremely difficult to grow on YouTube in any kind of niche market and survive without using ads. Well, I'll say this. There is a niche on YouTube that does really well. I don't know what you write, but people really like listening to read out loud stuff on YouTube. If you have somebody that has a good voice, or if you are confident in reading your own work out loud, read stories on YouTube are very popular. Because that's what they want. The day of the Let's Play is dying. In very many ways. Look at some of the most successful, best Let's Players on YouTube. Most of them aren't doing it anymore. If they're not doing it anymore, if they're not doing it anymore, that's a fucked sentence. If they're not doing it anymore, then they are backing away from it. I mean, there's an entire channel, which I won't shout out the name of it because it's a super low effort channel, and the channel kind of makes me angry that they have millions of subscribers, but you can probably find it if you Google it. Literally all the guy does is read creepypastas. That's all that he does. He just has a really weird, uncanny sounding voice, and he reads creepypastas. That's it. Like, literally just reads anonymously written horror stories that are available for free on the internet, and like SCP Containment Breach and that kind of shit. And it's literally just like spooky story and then like little bit of what the thing is about, and then it got several million subscribers and put out a really fucking bad hip-hop album. Don't do that. But it's literally just the YouTube version of, I made a really big thing on YouTube, now check out my mixtape on SoundCloud. But it's very possible to go that route. Like, it's kind of funny. And one or two people probably know what I'm talking about in chat right now, but I started doing cooking videos on my Patreon. For $1 a month, you can get a cooking video. If you want a cooking video. I'm not sure what I'm doing right now. I need to figure out a plan or something. Doolits! 2 months to a year. Cookrad, thank you very much for the 10 months in a row. Thank you very much, man. I still can't fucking believe that you have a red badge from almost nothing but ad bits. That's bonkers, man. That is ridiculous. What did I cook last? I cooked I roasted an acorn squash. Next one I do is probably gonna be a bit simpler. I might make more broth tomorrow. Like, because I need to make chicken and onion stock because I've got frozen chicken and onion. So I might do like a making homemade broth video tomorrow. But yeah, so they're patrons only. It's literally $1 to get them. Sad you can't visit the stream more. Has life just been busy? I mean, my stream schedule's been like less consistent than it has been in the past due to stress. You know, life gets busy, life calms down. I'm sure I'll still be here when your life calms down again. You really like cooking? Fair enough. Yeah, no, like, it was kind of funny. When I was making that cooking video, I had this thought. It's like, you know, what are the odds? What are the odds? And in my opinion, decent. What are the odds that I spin this off and practice for I don't know, 6 to 8 months on my Patreon, doing Patreon only cooking videos, and then spin it off into some sort of other channel, and that blows up and becomes my main shtick. What are the odds? What are the odds? And then I look at Husky StarCraft and I'm like, holy fuck. If anybody here used to watch Husky StarCraft back in the day, guess what he's doing now? Let's make those tables out of quartzites. Or not tables, doors out of quartzite. Better be. Oh, I bloody will be. Don't you worry about it. Vukar, the astronomer, has been possessed. As used now is. You're in a pretty whack mood, man. This guy must have a gimped leg or something. He's moving really slow. But yeah, no, I know that there's been a few people recently who have said bad things about who have said bad things about my ex, or not bad things, but like kind of snide remarks in my chat. I'll say this: if it wasn't for her, all of this wouldn't exist. There's no fucking way in hell I would have ever been able to be as consistent as I was able to be, and then cut my hours back at work down to almost nothing and actually be able to try being full-time. Never would have happened if it wasn't for her and her support. It's one of the reasons why I'm gonna miss her dearly. There we go. Bunch of stuff has been crushed. Now that corner of the fortress is safer. Well, not safer, but dwarves can go there a little bit more now. But yeah, that's kind of my spiel on just like the internet economy now. It's almost impossible. It's so much harder than it was when I started. And I remember people saying the exact same thing when I started. People saying things like, oh my god, good luck getting into this now. It's so much harder now than when I started. Although maybe that's just perspective, I don't know. Here's the thing, right? If you're having a mini rant about a subject that I know a lot about, I can be helpful. If you're having a mini rant, oh, a poet was found dead. Boo-hoo. If you're having a mini rant about I don't know, American politics, I'm not gonna be very helpful. Also, not much to do with anything, chat, but I think I might go see Ensiferum this month. Completely changing the subject, because they're here on the 24th. It's a $35 concert. If you're unfamiliar with Ensiferum, band that wears kilts, goes shirtless, and they wear, like, war paint. They're kind of great. And sings heavy metal. They are kind of great. What's a Tennessee? I've never played tennis, and I didn't realize you could do that on the sea. I've actually never played tennis, though. That part wasn't bullshit. Mayor has ended a mandate. Never did make those high boots. I am unimpressed with you guys. In regards to, like, mini rants, one of my team members, Bellinair, when he's in my chat, it's just him and me, like, bitching back and forth for, like, 20, 30, 40 minutes at a time about weird esoteric streaming problems. Vacker, the astronomer, has created Orcadathanur, a diorite mechanism. Wow. And claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Stutkos Woundname. My name is Woundname. You've hurt me before, but you can't wound me more than my parents did. Where the heck did you make that? Too bad it was a possession. So we don't have a legendary mechanic. 8,400. This is a diorite mechanism. All craft worship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of rectangular diorite cabochons, and the subject menaces with spikes of copper and diorite. Well, I mean, maybe my mayor can just become a rapper, and then we can get some low boots. That didn't work as well as it did in my head. Get low boots? Raisins have, like, this weird, annoying, like, tendency to go bad when I buy them. I don't eat a lot of grapes. I don't have anything against grapes. Grapes are fine, but I can never eat enough grapes because when you buy grapes, they give you these massive fucking bags. There's this little farmer's market that's open 3 months of the year in the middle of summer. And they'll sell tiny little bags about that big of grapes for like $1. Those are great. Nice little snack. But like, I have a really hard time finishing a bag of grapes. And that was back when, like, last summer when I lived with when my ex lived here, because she would eat a lot of grapes and we'd still have a hard time. So I have nothing against grapes. Grapes are fine. What are you running from? This dwarf is like having a weird spaz attack. So I've got nothing against grapes, and I probably no, yeah, camera is still off. You're not wrong. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of my opinion of grapes. They just tend to go bad in my house. The thing that the fruit that I do like though is blueberries. I will buy like 8 pounds of blueberries and eat them all in a day.
Oh, this is a thing. Cool. Let's go on to the next one.
Click the button. Click the button. Click button. Click the button. Thank you very much for the 4 months, Melkier. I haven't been doing push-ups the past few days. Number 1, because my head's been hurting. Number 2, because I'm sleep deprived. Number 3, because the camera's not working. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Sit back and ponder it for 10 minutes, Arya? Or just respond with the answer? A lot of people don't. It's more for me. It's more for my health, man. It doesn't matter if people don't give a shit about me. I need to take care of myself somehow. I really don't want to just, like, get a dad bod and be sad. That's not my goal, man. I've always wanted to be super fit and just never had the attention span. Was playing with Australian friend today. Okay. You didn't know there was a metal version of that? There's a metal version of almost everything. We metalheads like to do that. But yeah, no, every now and again there's stuff that will totally stump me, but I try my damnedest to, you know, be accurate with random prompts that people give me. Kind of have to be. If I'm not very good at my job. You haven't started making the door yet? What in the fa? Oh, you're making rock slabs still, that's fine. How many of those slabs did you make? I queued up way too many. Yeah, that's good. Do, 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 do. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gonna make another temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gray saffron. Chapel of Oil. And then this is already titled the Sanctum of Healing. I mean, I didn't go that route. Or at least musical taste-wise. That wasn't the route that I went listening to music. I've just always liked a very wide variety of music, but getting it so like lo-fi and ambient and all that stuff's always been in my musical repertoire. But the metal that I started to like was initially like, well, first off, I started off with like classic rock like everybody. Moved into kind of the gothic European metal. So bands like Nightwish and Within Temptation, and then more like almost power metal-y bands. So I did not go the heavy metal route. I went power metal and like symphonic metal route. And then from there it was like, then thrash metal, then like deathcore, then I got into djent. And now I'm into like basically every type of metal. The exception of most black metal. Most black metal doesn't really do it for me. I do really like doom metal though. Doom metal's pretty. You have a good night, Fog. I don't know what Synergy is. I think the Amazon stuff did go through, or at the very least, someone bought something on Amazon that I got a couple bucks for. So thanks. Arcania, what's up? Tis good to see you. I've seen, off the top of my head, 3 different bands with the word skeleton in their band name.
Dwarvis and forts and dwarvis and forts and dwarvis and forts and dwarvis and forts. And dwarvis and forts and dwarvis and forts and dwarvis and forts and dwarvis and forts and
FG. I was gonna say I hate to like remind you of something, but you just lied. That sorry is a lie, and then you immediately like confirmed that it was indeed a lie. Thank you very much for the 6 months total. It's on 3 months streak. For the dwarves and forts and dwarves and forts and dwarves and forts and dwarves and forts. You guys don't know FG? Go follow FG. Don't be a weirdo. She's very good at dropping potatoes and killing herself. Wait. No, seriously, go follow FG. She's super fun. She starts before I do and ends before I do. so you can watch her stream and then pile into mine. It's all good. Maybe one day I'll convince her to play this game. If they had mouse support. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it. You didn't kill yourself today. No, you gave yourself a new leg, right? Very good at killing yourself means one of two things. It's either you play a lot of RimWorld or you're like a super hot speedrunner. Wait, super hot spoilers, shit. You should play super hot. Super hot's great. Eating a sandwich. That's how I started my day, because I didn't eat my sandwich yesterday. I want to play through I have this sudden weird urge to play through super hot again. God damn it. You wish to join as a citizen? Absolutely. Welcome, person. Super hot. It's so fucking good, man. It's so fucking good. I was so like hesitant about buying that game too. Didn't regret any of it. God, there's a shit ton of spiders in this. You want to know what's terrifying? Look through Dwarf Fortress Legends at some point and look how many spiders are in your world. Not giant cave spiders, just spiders. Like cave spiders, it's usually a couple million. So when you're like, where'd all those spider webs come from? It's like, well, right out of the back of your head, Blue Chimp. Have I played Goose Game? I would like to play Goose Game, but I didn't get code for Goose Game, and this is very much a streamer problem, but I don't really want to spend the money on it. What I was actually waiting to do is I was waiting for New Year's, and I was gonna do what I've done the last few years, which is buy an artsy short indie game and me and my ex would play through it together, which we did 2 New Year's in a row. We did Donut County last year, and but so I don't know, maybe I'll play it on New Year's, although I usually play Getting Over It on New Year's so I can get over the year. No, totally. I can completely believe that my just buying games budget is a little slim currently. You want to see Planet Earth in Legends mode? I mean, you could see Planet Earth in Space Engine. Not quite Legends mode, though. Depends on how dumb you are. Or anyway, at least that's what I've been told, FG. If you're really dumb, it can be like up to 10. I know somebody who it took him 10 hours to beat it, but he's just really bad. Although, the best thing about Untitled Goose Game to me, and the more I look at it, the more I think this, it's literally just a Hitman demake. Like, it's a Hitman demake. That's all it is. Just gonna move clothing over here. See if that'll do it. Must have had that pile set up incorrectly. Earth's Legends mode is Wikipedia. Yeah, I can see that. No, totally. Here's the thing. I'm not the sort of person to shy away from games that are a little bit more expensive for their length. Like, Limbo and Inside are two of my favorite games of all time. I have Portal tattoos on my arms. I like short games. I really like short games. What Remains of Edith Finch is maybe one of my favorite games ever made. I absolutely fucking adored, and I do mean adored, whatchamacallit? I always forget the name of it, and then I feel like a dumbass whenever I go to be nice about it. I always forget it because it's literally just a girl's name. It's a phone game. Annapurna Interactive. What's the name of this goddamn game? Little Nightmares? Nah. Apparently it's a restaurant. Interactive. There we go. It's a great game, but the names always escapes me because of Florence. This thing. If you have a phone, go buy this and play it. It's fucking great, okay? You want to cry your eyes out for the rest of your life? Just play this fucking thing. It's incredible. Although I'm really happy I played it when I was still in a relationship and not single. Because I think it might actually kill me if I were to play it again. Annapurna is the name of the publisher. It's incredibly good. It's like $3. Well, download an Android emulator. Aria. Just install an Android emulator, you know, and play it on your computer with a mouse. No, actually, don't do that. But yeah, no, seriously, if you have a smartphone, fucking play that thing. It's so good. Wholehearted recommendation. It's only about 45 minutes long, so keep that in mind, but it's so good. All right, getting all the clothing and a shit ton of crafts moved over. I can actually put bins on this. Just kind of want to get stuff cleaned up a bit. Unknown Far From Noise. That is a very generic title. Hold on, let me Google it. So I found a game just called Far From Noise on... Oh, it's basically unknown. That's it? It's cute looking. Who made this? Okay. Only one game. It does look pretty, doesn't it? It's cheap too. It's $9. Trying to think, what's a really good little indie game that I've played while my dwarves are just putting stuff away. I mean, that's Portal. Portal 1 for me got me through some of the worst periods of my life. But that's, you know, just a little indie game that nobody's heard of, right? By a little indie studio. I think they're called Faucet. They make this game platform that you can buy games on called Vapor. When you download it, they plays Vaporwave. Okay, I'm done. Stonecrafter is fighting. What are you fighting with? Oh no, you're fighting with a cave crocodile. Okay, cave crocodile's like right there. We should go mess that thing up. Kill it, deaded. No, 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 no. Dwarves, save that dwarf. There you go. That's a idiot right there, but that's fine. We can squish this crocodile and splat. To record the video without crying. Yeah, I've had that happen with a couple of games. What Remains of Edith Finch made me cry. Actually, hold on. Let me go through my episodes of story mode. What are some games I've played? So I have a hobby podcast with some friends. We put out maybe an episode a year at this point called Story Mode, where we just talk about kind of whatever, whatever indie games we've been playing. And we usually coordinate it kind of like a book club, so we all play the same games. Abzu was amazing. Paratopic is amazing, and you should play it. That game's only like 40 minutes long. Beckett is maybe one of the weirdest fucking things I've ever played in my entire life, but I kind of recommend it if you like hating yourself. I know that's a weird recommendation. Never played Far Lone Sales. To me, that I don't know. I watched a little bit of it and was just like, this just looks like they're trying to make Limbo in a truck. Which maybe is probably fine, but I haven't played it. Subsurface Circular and Quarantine Circular, I fucking love. Gorogoa, beautiful puzzle game. A little game that I feel like never got enough love was Tacoma. Even though, like, it's Fulbright, which are... There's a cave toad. Oi! Bastard. Kill it. Even though they're a studio that, you know, put out Gone Home, which was a very heavily played game, I feel like Tacoma just kind of didn't get its due. The weird thing about Tacoma, though, is it kind of also has, like, one of the worst names ever for a video game. It's literally just a city. So you Google Tacoma, and you get the city of Tacoma. You type in Tacoma video game into Google, and you get the city of Tacoma and people playing video games and making video games in the city of Tacoma. You type in Tacoma space video game, and you find it. It's a horrible name for a video game. It's mandated the construction of certain goods. What certain goods might those be, sir? You want me to make a high boot? Okay. Break out the drugs and get these boots high, then. What am I looking at? This. Cool, we're making high boots, so that won't be a problem. Continuing to scroll through, Oh, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. That's a short game that I love. Another short game that I love, although this is kind of sell-outy. Sell-stout. It's a game made by one of my moderators. Which was really weird when I learned that he'd made it, because he was hanging around my channel a whole lot and just being an awesome dude. And then randomly mentioned, he's like, yeah, no, I'm a game developer. It's like, oh, what have you worked on? He's like, oh, nothing you've ever heard of. And then he said the name of it, and I was like, oh, I've played it. It's a very funny conversation. I used to play a browser-based MMO called Glitch. Shut down years ago. Never heard of it. There's a game I used to play a whole lot. I want to say on Newgrounds, called Soldat, which was like a super fast-paced Counter-Strike demake that was a platformer. It's like a 2D platformer. Used to play a ton of it. Apparently it's coming out on Steam at some point soonish. That's weird to me. G Panta, how we been? How we been? It's good to see you. Pen and paper RPGs. I have minimal experiences with them. I don't have the time or a big enough friend group. I wonder if I ever played Soldat against you, because me and my cousin, I would go over to my cousin's house once every other week for, I'll say, about 2 years of my life. And we would just like sit in their basement and play Soldat. It was either Soldat or, where are you hauling those boulders, guys? It was either Soldat or Brood War custom games. Where the heck are those boulders coming from? Ah, let's remove dump. I know that feeling, G Panta. It's a nice escape sometimes, isn't it? I'm sorry? Oh, shit. How did that happen? Hey, Chan Sigma. So there's a bunch of open space up here. Was there like something heavy sitting on the tree branches? I mean, I'm chopping down a bunch of trees up here, B-Log. And what crashed? Something fell through here. Down to here. Like, there doesn't seem to be any dead, but... That's not good. I should have clipped it. That's my bad. You're planning your next tabletop gaming session. You have fun. Yeah, the problem that I've always had with board games is... And this is probably something I should have done more. Might have saved my relationship. Anyway, is I've never wanted to put in the effort to grow a friend group that would play tabletops with me. Because I don't like bending my life to other people's schedules. And that's literally all that is. And the wizard says, okay, I cast animate object on the door. Huh. That is my response. You what now? A vile force of darkness has arrived upon the surface where they can't harm me. So I'm seeing if I can make these dwarves happy once again. I mean, we're sealed off. They can't get to us, so it don't matter. They're gonna try, but they ain't gonna. I'm trying to rehabilitate these dwarves if possible. I'll fight cave monsters and beasts from the depths and any plains titans that show up, but that's it. No, because the collapse happened at level 40 something and they happened and it only fell through 2 levels. It's not like it was the whole map collapsed. It's like a couple tiles collapsed, that's it. Yeah, no, if we want to fight the goblins, I have to let them in. And, as you might notice, there's kind of a lot of them. Oopsies. I mean, we could probably fight that realistically with my military. My military is pretty good, but we'll let them stand outside first for a bit. Just made a bone warhammer artifact. You can make artifact bone weapons, yeah. Artifacts can be made out of some really weird materials. Like some real weird materials. Dwarf bones are the weirdest artifact materials? Yeah, dwarf bones can be strange. It's not as weird as the ones that are literally made out of dwarf corpses, though. I love how all those dancers are just getting murdered upon the surface. Is it wrong that I find that funny? So wait, what you're saying is Dwarf Fortress is just wrong? Because I wouldn't be entirely against that theory. Did my... No, it doesn't look like it. I was wondering if one of my woodworkers got killed. So we're no longer cutting down wood. Although you are sleeping. Or heading to sleep, rather. Let's go duel some... Yeah. It's like, let's have a dance-off! And the gobs are like, stab. Just gonna make a metal block stockpile. Or a metal bar stockpile. You'd be horrified? I don't know, it depends on the game. The one that always fucks me up is children playing make-believe on piles of corpses. That's the one that really fucks me up. Trade depot was destroyed. Another thing that I find really funny is when you know what, let's do this. I think that our dwarves should fight with these guys. Don't you guys think so? My soldiers need some action. Now, where the heck did I put that lever? Please tell me I named it. Is that it? I want to say that's it. Let's find out. Is that lever it? Crusader King's posts with no context are maybe the most fucked thing ever. But that's because they're all talking about humans, right? Mostly. Humans are like their pet horse. Whereas at least with Dwarf Fortress, it's like, oh, it's like fantasy creatures, generally. Falling out of the sky and exploding. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, so there we go. Things are open. We're sending our military up. It begins. El Neso, the Weaver, is throwing a tantrum. Whoa. Peddler's just like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna get into the fort. It's just kicking it past. There they go. Just cleaning out trolls. You don't get very many opportunities to leave this fortress. Or enter this fortress. So take them when you can. I like that there's just some panicking elves out there that goblins are just killing. I could believe that. I've never looked at Sims patch notes. But yes, I could believe that no context Sims patch notes would be great. Alright, so they all go back to their post. Oh, an elven caravan has arrived. Good luck, guys! There's a siege happening. Oh, never mind. Siege ended. Apparently, if you just kill a bunch of their trolls, they get all pissy. Crusader Kings, you marry your horse, get a mistress, cheat on your horse that you've married, and then have kids with your new wife, and then have your wife executed, and then 15 years later, or 12 years later, have kids with your kid, while still being in a happy relationship with your horse. Crusader Kings is a video game. Video games don't make people violent or horrible people. Video games are an escape for people who need an escape from the real world. There is nothing harmful about video games in any way. Video games do not influence our actions. And they are absolutely not as addictive as cocaine. Our actions influence video games. You are correct, sir. Which is exactly why Doom Marine and in Doom 2016 is a completely accurate historical documentary. Right? Does video games improve your gross motor skills? If it wasn't for video games, I wouldn't have a massive community of my own. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. The Chinese spam colors are getting better. It actually came from a comprehensible number instead of just some random 1-800 number. It looked very similar to phone numbers that call me from time to time. This is getting a little chilly. My feetsies are getting cold. What caused you to walk into things? Out of curiosity. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because growing up, I had a really hard time figuring out how tall I was. Which might sound like a weird sentence, but it's very true. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff that needs the melting. So you're literally the dwarf that has that has very poor spatial sense? Is what you're saying? Also, this guy drowned. This is literally them trying to walk out through the lake. So good luck, guys. Have fun drowning. Storing your body parts in convenient places? Huh. I don't have depth perception. I don't know what I don't understand the concept of depth perception. I don't know what 3D is. What is it like? Holy shit. Oswic's finally tantrumed. Okay, I guess you finally cracked under pressure. I wonder what was it? You perceive yourself as shorter. You're literally vertically challenged? Sorry, that was maybe mean, but it was funny in my head. As with a lot of shit I say. It was funny in my head, but wait, what are you sorry for, Tim? It's all good. Time to make a very gaudy flooring. Quartzite, gabbro, bronze, steel. Maybe not as gaudy as I was initially thinking. So apparently I need to... I don't actually have any microline, I don't think. No, I was thinking about like lining the floors with silver, but what do I have for gems right now? What color are wax opals? They're brown, right? Let's do green zircons. The only time I get angry with people talking about my eyesight is when they're accusing me of lying. Like, generally, that's the only time it really annoys me. So as long as you're not being all like, oh, it's... fuck, you just shouldn't have this username, you're fucking lying, bullshit. As long as you're not doing that, it's my eyes. People find them interesting, talk about them. But no, I completely sympathize with the lack of depth perception. Irush, the presser has been taken by a fey mood. Very fey mood indeed. And proceeds to literally not move.
There's a dwarf that has been taken by a fey mood. I hope it has an engraving of cheese on it. I've always loved cheese.
Meanwhile, Belug's just like, this is my time! My true purpose in life will be shown to the masses. Did all the paperwork for that stuff come out okay? Now the real question is, it's weird. I kind of thought that you just want a crafts dwarf shop. What workshops do I not have? Quern, millstone, loom. Don't have a boyer's workshop. Let's build one of those. Apparently I don't have a carpenter's workshop? What? Oh, it was destroyed. Alright, that makes sense. So was my mechanics workshop. Motherfuckers. Or at least that particular workshop got destroyed. It's your queue? Yeah, it is indeed your queue. No you, Blue Chimp. No you. I can't call chat cute because I used to watch a streamer a whole lot who no longer streams, but it was always their stick where it would just be like, yo, chat, you cute. I just feel like I'm stealing that. Hello, RTX Game Crowd. What's up, dude? Sorry, I don't know what came over me there. Blah, 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 blah. You wish to stay to entertain? The New Bucks. I really want the New Bucks to stay. They sound like a good butt rock cover band. Seems like a human poet and a poet. Human poet and a poet. That's fine. Yeah, no. A lot of emotes are going to be going away from me too soon. I had to cut back. I was subscribed to 12 channels, but went from 12 down to 2, actually. So a lot of my old emotes are going to be vanishing. You're a boyer, I know that. You also now have carpentry as a skill. We're trying to cheer up the dwarves that we have, because the dwarves that we have are extremely valuable. Oh, I know why. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. It's like, why is nothing getting done? Oh, it's because we're locked in a very specific area. We're pretty sealed. That's how it went. That's how it went, Hugro. We are pretty sealed. Pulling this lever might just chuck bodies everywhere. I'm a little worried about that, actually. Please no catapult bodies everywhere. That would be unfortunate. Issue is I didn't sleep much last night, Hugro. Which has me kind of phasing in and out of existence currently. And I'll be honest, it's not ideal. It's probably going to keep today's stream relatively short. Just because of general exhaustion. I have done some pretty good long streams this week, though. I'm happy. I'm sad I didn't stream on Sunday this week, but I think starting Saturday, hopefully, if I sleep as well as I have been recently, aside from last night, we should be back more or less to form, unless I get sick again. With the good long streams. So how's Hugaro been? I know that you're planning another Disney trip. You know what I should do at some point, Hugaro? When you go to Disney World, I should go down to Florida and spend the weekend with Hobo. And then meet you guys at Disney World. There is no mood breaks, really. Dwarves will just have moods. So dwarves will occasionally just go into moods. That's what they do. It's got really nothing to do with their current mental state. However, there are certain types of moods that you can only get if a dwarf is really depressed. For example, fell moods are a type of mood that you can only get if a dwarf is particularly depressed. About a month till Disneyland trip. Maybe the next round. Are you going to Disneyland or Disney World this time, by the way? I was supposed to go to Disney World in 5 days, 4 days. I need to stop complaining about my ex. There's no way in hell this is not annoying. All I'm saying is that we were like in the process of paying for said vacation. Although on the bright side, I don't have to pay for that vacation now, so can save that money, put it towards tattoo, or maybe put it towards audio upgrades. So chat, I was running some numbers last night while I couldn't sleep, and also watching a streamer who has a vinyl collection. And if I were to do an audio upgrade, like set of marathons or funding session, for me to kind of get my current dream setup, or a really nice setup rather, it would be about 400 USD for the microphone, like my dream microphone, which is a Procaster. And I'd need, uh-oh, there's a crocodile over here. And I'd need a mixer for it. I can get me a mixer for $200-300. I don't need something super fancy. I just need something small that works. But once I have an audio mixer, suddenly there's the really cool option of what if I wanted to stream vinyl records? I could do that. There's a very real possibility that I could do that. Now, are they going to jump into the ocean to fight it? I wonder. Oh, there it is. Popped out. And it's dead. Cool. Suddenly that becomes a very real possibility. A record player is not that expensive. In comparison. And since I have my 6-year consistently streaming marathon, or what's the word? 6 years of consistently streaming anniversary. 7 years of total time streaming on Twitch anniversary in 10 days. I'm trying to think about what to do for that. Because that's the... Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I'm referring to that. Because I want to run it through a mixer channel. Before running it into the PC. Peter. So... But I need a mixer first. This is just a USB mic. And frankly, I've been looking at my PC setup for a little while, and I've been thinking about upgrades for a while. The problem that I have with my setup isn't the... Did that dwarf begin the mysterious construction? Fey mood. Metal bars, silk cloth, metal bars, rock blocks. I think that dwarf is good. Yeah, no, totally. And like, I don't need a super fancy mixer. I just need something that's like, can do what I need it to do. You know, like, I know a lot of people are recommending a certain mixer to streamers, but that thing is like $300 more expensive than my budget. So, I've been looking at Yamaha mixers and various other brands. Also, on the topic of that, there's actually something kind of cool that's going to be happening soon, TM. We're actually going to be getting a proper sponsor on the stream sometime in the next little bit. We've mostly ironed out the details. I just had to blow my nose, and I don't think you guys wanted to watch that. But yeah, no, a mixer setup and then getting some vinyl records, because I could very easily pick up some indie, like stoner rock records and whatnot. That probably won't mute my VOD, and if they do, it'll just be the beginning of the stream, me talking anyway. So I'm very much not much lost there. Or of the opinion that not much would be lost there. Looking for holes. I've been looking at Craigslist for a while. If something pops up, absolutely. But you know what you see on Craigslist a whole lot around here? This microphone. Or Audio-Technica AT2020s, which is like a slightly nicer version of this microphone. You see a lot of like USB mics on whatchamacallit, Craigslist. The problem with buying things on Craigslist is then you're not getting a receipt for that, so I can't really tax deduct it as a business expense. So there's that, which is a bit of a problem. But as I said, I am keeping an eye on it. Another thing that I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna sell my wheel. I have a racing wheel. And put that money towards a better audio setup. But I need to actually do that, and I need somebody to bite it, right? Because a racing wheel is an oddly specific item. But I could probably pretty easily get a couple $100 for it at least. because it is a very nice racing wheel setup, and it's the full shebang. It's got the pedals and the shifter as well. It's not just the wheel. Because like the only game I really use it for is Truck Simulator, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I prefer playing Truck Simulator with a controller. I just really do. Yeah, no, there's only so much Craigslist and Kijiji hopping I can do for that sort of stuff. Oh my god. Apparently age rating rules changed on YouTube. That's insane. And so this is a tweet from Splattercat Gaming, or Splattercat Games. The new COPPA rules for YouTube are bullshit. I have 5,000 videos, and assuming it takes 15 seconds to click each video I've ever uploaded since 2012 and adjust its age rating, not counting watching portions to refresh his memory. It would take an absurd amount of time mindlessly clicking to update the ratings. I basically have to hope the best and not get deleted. I'd be annoyed by the changes if old videos were just grandfathered in with a hand wave, but I'd follow them, but they've created an impossible task for elder content creators who have been doing this for nigh on a decade. It's an impossible task under threat of bankruptcy. It's like, hell yeah. I know people with like 12,000 videos. 5,000 like isn't even that many. Money is tight for you right now? Dude, here's the thing. And I can't stress this enough. If you're watching a Twitch streamer, okay, also, I only just saw that link, Peter. I'll take a look at that. If you're watching a Twitch streamer and you don't have money, don't give Twitch streamer money, okay? Yeah, I've been looking at mixers like that, Peter. But the ones that I've been looking at are about half the size. But yeah, stuff along those lines. Yeah, that's kind of the sturf I've been looking at. 'Cause that's all I really need. I don't need a super fancy Twitch streamer thing. I wonder if they would actually go out there and mine that. How deep is that? It's 4-7. They might. Let's see. Let's also open that door. Not that kind of mixer. Cooler. This kind of mixer. Although I'm not going to translate this site. That's just the particular one that was linked to me. Hey, Cooler. If I send you $10 on PayPal, will you draw me an emote? Well, it's not that whole website wasn't in English. I really hate that Mixer changed their name to Mixer. Nothing against them, but just it's so fucking confusing. It is so fucking confusing. Like, seriously. Maybe. So we talked about this in chat the other day. What I want, and it's pretty simple, okay? We're gonna replace, or I want to replace Crypt Stab, It's not that I don't like Crypt Stab, it's just that emote just doesn't have that much use. It was so much better as Crypt Hero, but as that emote was breaking terms of service, I think I'm just gonna stick both of those on FFZ. So what I'm kind of thinking about, or what I'm thinking we should do, is we take this emote. Let's see if you can see it on FFZ. Comfy tag, something like that, right? But instead of comfy tag smiley in the middle of it, the OG Dwarf face. So a little smiley Dwarf. Because I really need like a comfy emote. Yeah, like that kind of thing. Like what Blue Chimp did. But with a recognizable little dwarf in the middle. And then just say screw it, and I'll be like, I have a Dwarf Fortress emote now. Crypt Comfy. There you go. Nailed it. But it has to be a really cozy looking dwarf head. That's like the mandatory thing about this, is it needs to be a very comfy looking dwarf head. And Tenko, what's up, dude? Hope you're doing well. El Naso, the Weaver, is throwing a tantrum. That's nothing new, though. El Naso's done that many times. Oh, no longer throwing a tantrum. Yay! Here's a Christmas miracle. Of my DJ name? Nah. G-Panta. There's a very big difference between playing records on the stream and, being a stage DJ. I actually, believe it or not, was that guy when I was younger. I DJ'd dances for high school kids with the help of some friends. Because I signed up for this, like, turntable course as part of the youth center. And part of it was we would get to borrow their equipment and they would give us gigs. It was actually a whole lot of fun for a couple of years there. And then I just kind of stopped doing it at a point, but it was good times. Kind of miss it. Not gonna lie. Kind of miss it. Let's put quartzite thrones in there. Granite thrones. Diorite thrones. Diorite. And a quartzite. Chat, what do you think is your most used emote that you use the most on Twitch? I'm more curious about type of emote than anything. Because you know what my most used emote is? This one. Use Bella High everywhere. That heart is a whole thing. Wow, there's a lot going on in that heart. It's a nice one, though. I mean, we all knew that, Cooler. Oh, no. You know, man, where's Naughty Shapes? Naughty Shapes would love that oh no emote. use a lot. It's a Magic the Gathering person, I assume? Gotcha. I can tell by the MTG. Although that's me assuming games. I get real annoyed when people are like, are you a Rocket League streamer? Because you've got RL in your name. It's like, well, I've had this account longer than Rocket League's existed, so no. That is the most descriptive channel name I've ever seen. Pokemon Challenges. I wonder what they stream. Probably Fortnite. Oh no, someone drowned. That's unfortunate. Oh well. Oh, most certainly. It's the most challenging of Pokemon challenges. Radagast. The most challenging of Pokemon challenges. Yeah, no, I can't wait until I get back to full strength again. I'm still not there. Once I get to the point where I can just stream like I used to and just go, I'm hoping it's some of the best stuff I've ever done. And I'm pretty hopeful that'll be the case. Still got a little ways to go though. Hey, mind. Hope you're well. You know, sometimes this piece of music just reminds me of the Stranger Things soundtrack. Strecker, aw, Presser's been stricken with melancholy. That's unfortunate. What are the odds? What, that you just said that you watched some Stranger Things right at the exact time that I mentioned this soundtrack reminds me of Stranger Things? What are the odds? Well, Stranger Things is a very popular show, so never tell me the odds, but probably better than other more obscure references being made. Actually, I know a song or a kind of a goth pop rap track that uses samples from the theme song of Stranger Things. It's pretty good. You want to practice a craft, eh? We'll put you on weaving. You're gonna go sleep, though. Have a good sleep. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. See, I think my next cooking video for Patreon exclusive stuffs is gonna be making chicken broth or chicken stock. That's probably gonna be my next one. And I'll do that tomorrow. Or maybe I'll film it tonight, I don't know. Edit it tomorrow. So if you chuck $1 a month at me, I'll get some behind the scenes stuff. Plus, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, Matt. Videos of me cooking. And talking about me cooking. No, totally. Man. What do I have the most of? Because I do have quite a bit of bismuth bronze piling up. There's air escaping from my coffee and it was driving me nuts. Okay, well, first thing, I need more charcoal. Bismuth bronze. Bismuth bronze, pick, bolts, mill, shirt. You know, let's make 10 mill shirts out of bismuth bronze. Bronze? I kind of almost want to make bronze caps for my dwarves. Let's make bronze bucklers. 10. Oh, really? Yeah, no, totally. I like using it as part of, what's it called? Pasta sauce a lot. Apparently Extra Life's been getting DDoS'd. That sucks. Well, that's weird. I just got a PR email from a game that has key requests open. It's a roguelite, and it's by Xavian, which is probably a studio that you're going, streamer, who's Xavian? First early access game I ever played, ever. Which I very much regretted the purchase of, and the game never really got finished. And then they put out a early access Battle Royale game. It was one of the first Battle Royale games. It was bad, initially. And then they made it great, and then people loved it. And then they made it worse again. And then they put out a really bad sequel to it, which was like the shortest running game in history. The game had like a 36-hour shelf life. Because everybody stopped playing it immediately. Yeah, no problem. If you ever need conversations about streaming shit, yell at me. I'm always down. You has good night, Arya. You has good night. I'm crushing thread. I almost feel bad. But yeah, no, packaged, like, fake flavoring in any kind of cooking is bad. Mad. Absolutely terrible. I hate the taste of fake flavors. Fake flavors are the worst. Not a fan. Especially like when you look at the amount of sodium in a lot of that stuff, it's like, oh god! Why would I put that in my body? Do you have a recipe? Because if you have a recipe, could you send it to me? I need to like work on getting other recipes. Another thing that I'd like to make food-wise. Uh-oh, that's not good. Hopefully the stink doesn't come up. Another thing that I'd like to make food-wise that it's been a really long time since I've made. I need to hollow more things out and make stuff. What's a project I could work on? Let's keep working on prettying up this area down here. Let's keep working on this. A thing that I've always wanted to get better at making is my own bread, which isn't something I ever bothered doing when I lived here with my ex, because she liked white bread. I didn't really like any fun breads, so like making bread isn't something that I really would worry about it, because it's just like, well, why would you bother? Like, if you're gonna be the only one eating it, then there's no point in making a batch of bread, because, you know, buying all those ingredients costs a lot. You already have cooked ham in the freezer? You wing it? Ah, I gotcha. That, and I can make spicy food, which is actually nice. My mom gave me some delicious chicken and a beef chili, which I put a bunch of spice in when I got home, because my mom's like, it's not seasoned, because me and your father have very different taste sensitivities for spice. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So I just took it home and just spiced the crap out of it. It was so good. Ha! I'm going to put statues into these temples. Not because I'm super worried that they'll get defiled, but if they do, that'll cause some fun. Who doesn't want to, you know, have some defiled temples, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of temple defiling will do you good in life. We'll see you later, Kaseki, which I'm probably still butchering. You have a good night. We will see you around. I will not be on tomorrow. Just a reminder, tomorrow's my day off, or my editing day. If you do want to talk to me, reach out on social media or Discord. The amount of connections that are made through Twitch are complete happenstance. It's intense. Blows my mind. So, someone I know who streams full-time was tweeting recently about how he's been streaming for 9 years now, and 2 people met through his chat just got married. He's just like, my God. It tastes amazing? Dude, shoot. Chuck it at me. Just post it and off topic. Cactus the Tavern Keeper stumbling around obliviously. I'm amazed that Cactus is still alive. This dwarf has been like melancholic for better part of years. Like, it's just post-traumatic stress. 129 years old. You had a pretty good life. You poor dwarf. Hope your 5 children live long and well. Use that dude for lots of interesting recipes. Doop, 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 doop. No need. Oh, really? So this is the bread that Mads sent me. That does look tasty. Ooh. I'm gonna have to try making that. I mean, one of the first things I did when I was single was I went out and bought sourdough because my ex hated sourdough. It was just like, I need a fucking massive loaf of sourdough bread, and it's been delicious. We'll put some chairs. 1, 2 right there. You often do bread? You're due to make a couple this weekend? Yeah, I miss making bread from when I was little. I used to do it with my mumsy all the time. Let's knock that down. Very much knocking down all these windows or knocking down all these walls and putting in windows and doing my best to make these temples nice and pleasant, and any little mood buffs I can get, I'll take. So what kind of bread do you like making, Vlog? I know I've had people, like several requests to do Asian cooking. I might whip out my old sushi mat and see if I can still make decent rolls. I need to go buy some sticky rice though, 'cause I don't have no sticky rice. I also need to buy crab, avocado, cucumber. Never had sushi? Shame. I wonder if that sushi place up the street from me is open yet. I need to check. There's a sushi place that's opening very close to me that looks pretty good. You want Thai red curry? I can make curry, but I've never made red curry. I've also never made Thai curry, so I don't know what would go into that. I can make a decent East Indian curry. Usually it comes out pretty yellow. Obsessive washing? What, for sushi? Oh yeah, I know. You spend like... You wash the rice before you cook it, you wash the rice again, and then you wash it again, and then you wash it again, and then you strain it and wash it again. You really have to be a clean freak with your food. For shit rice, it's continuous. 30 minutes of water running through it. I mean, I wouldn't just run water through it. What I always would do is I would fill up a pan with water, put the rice in, stir it around, strain it, fill it back up, stir it, fill it back up, and I do that 5 or 6 times. Probably comes up to using less water, but not that much less water. Swordmaster has bestowed the name. Oh, really? Why is there a Swordmaster up here? Oh, you've just been living in freakish weather for years. Huh. Alright, let's block everybody down into break time. And, pull this lever right here. Let's let that poor fool back inside. This mercenary named his weapon so that we'd notice. This is like, I bestow this name upon the sludge fields that I've been living in for the last God knows how long. Help. Please. And I'm like, shit, dude, I actually feel kind of bad. All right, so you should be able to run inside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump down here now. We're gonna close that upper door. All right, it's a race against the clock, bud. You gotta get inside before the door shuts. There you go, you're good. You made it. Let's make sure nothing comes out. I am witnessing you, Radagast. Unless, and I'm assuming you're referring to that dwarf. That dwarf hath been witnessed. Oh, who are you? What are you? It's another peddler. Well, you didn't get inside. Feels bad. Sucks to be you guys. Alright. I like how we slam the door in the face of a peddler. It's like, get out. Like, you have the right to stay here? Please. You know what? Lead statue. 100. I'm gonna make 100 lead statues. Go nuts, dwarves. Just go nuts. Also, IQ iron anvil 3. Let's maybe do that first, so I can make some more forges. Boom, 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 boom. So is anybody here playing that Death Stranding? Oh, Jesus. Woodcutter has been found dead. What, did you get killed? Someone murder you? God damn it. Yep. Baroness murdered you. Baroness Consort punches the woodcutter in the head with her left hand, and the injured party collapses into a lump of gore. R.I.P. I feel kind of bad about that one. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I do have 2 wood furnaces. I have a presser who has no job. Is that because you're super depressed? Yep. That's why you have no job. You're a crafts dwarf. You're a doctor. Doctor, when you're not docking, can you, wood burn, please? Be much appreciated, sir. There's a lot of good stuff to chop down over here, so we're just gonna go do that. It's not what you think it is, Briscoe. No, I was giving a doctor an extra job. I'm a doctor. I'm in the Dockers Union. Dockers does sound like a union, though. Yes, I drive trucks in the Dockers Union. You saw a review of Death Stranding? What'd you think? I watched a movie, the opening cutscenes on Excessive Profanities stream last night. You know what that game looks like to me? It looks like spin tires, but a heavy focus on walking instead of trucks and mud. You go to a place, you pick up a thing, you carry the thing to another place. And it's got a lot of very careful maneuvering of a character. Except instead of big Russian trucks, you're a cheeseball Hollywood actor. It literally is. Like, it looks like something I would really enjoy if it didn't have those pesky cutscenes. Did you check that new review came out? I can't do that accent. Oh, you might. No, I can't. I really can't. It just turns into Australian. I'm not even gonna try. I give up. Yeah, no, that does sound like something someone would say. Yeah. I mean, the cutscenes are cool looking. From what I've seen. The cutscenes are cool as shit looking. Does it matter if they make sense, if they're visually neat? Apparently there is a, like, solid 45-minute long cutscene towards the end, though. I've heard that from multiple places. Wonder after communing with the Tenacious Claw. Okay. I'm wondering if these windows and statues are actually doing anything. You're a mechanic and you want to be practicing a craft. Let's, mechanisms. Rock. 50. Go make some rock mechs. After you're done meditating and worshiping and meditating and worshiping and meditating and worshiping and meditating and worshiping. Magical realism. I'm sorry, explain? I'll say this. I've never been interested in a Kojima game before. This is the first one where I'm like, I might like that gameplay loop. The pick thing up, walk for a really long time with it, and drop it off. I mean, I get enjoyment out of hunting simulators, just walking around in the forest. Speaking of which, I should probably play Hunter Call of the Wild again. There's a lot of new shit in that game. That game's cool. It's just so relaxing, just wandering around in the wilderness. It's kind of aimless, but it's relaxing. Do-do-do. Do-do. Do-do-do. Mm-hmm. Ah, gotcha. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, people who like Kojima games are often either closet anime fans or people who don't realize that they like anime. Because I look at Metal Gear and I'm just like, oh, so it's a mecha anime with like 80s soldiers in it. Cool. I'm not super interested. But for a lot of people, it's like, oh my god, big robots in my soldier shooting game. Does that make sense? All right, but to me, I'm just like, oh look, it's another mecha anime. Great. Interesting. Not awful. I don't know. To me, it's still just... It just looks like anime to me. And the more I look at it, it's like, yeah, that's... Yeah, oof, that's anime. For better or for worse. All right, let's get those boulders out of there. Disable that. I'm gonna put a zone right here. Garbage dump for boulders. We're gonna clean some boulders up. Because I've got a certain viewer who always goes, hey, you don't clean your boulders up. So we're gonna clean my boulders up. A bit? Paka? Understatement of the week! Yes. A bit. Ham-fisted. Enjoy your looks, Caroline. You were trying to be polite. Sure. I mean, you want to see ham-fisting? Just look at quiet for like 10 seconds. And then look up why she's quiet. And then look at her for another 10 seconds and be like, huh. Alright. And then read like his justifications for it. I'm just, after Yoko Taro, I can't handle anybody's justifications for that stuff anymore. Not that I mind, like, pretty ladies are never going to be an issue for me in video games, and I don't really see why people complain about it, but when Yoko Taro's just like, yeah, I put cute outfits on my girls in my video games because I like cute girls. It's just a better explanation. Just fucking admit it, dude. You like putting butts in the camera's face because it's fun. Be honest about it. Stop being a weirdo about it. What was I gonna do? I was literally about to queue up a job. I don't remember what it was. I bet, probably. But I just keep going back to the, and like people are doing it again, or saying similar stuff about Death Stranding. From what I've seen, Death Stranding actually looks kind of neat. And the one character, Fragile, who gets introduced in like the opening sequence. The reason she's called Fragile is actually really interesting. Oh my god, I'm looking at a digital character. I'm looking at art! I'm sorry! It's well-made art! I know that you're kidding. They draw that art well, okay? I'm allowed to enjoy quality artwork, friend. Now, Segrin Kagra, if I see that in your Steam library, I might judge you a little bit. But, you know, to each to his own. If you like bad games with bouncy boobies, have fun, I guess. But no, in general, I'm very much on the, yeah, well, you know. You're calling it art? I mean, that's what it is. An artist worked on those textures. An artist put time and effort into those textures. Another artist 3D modeled the physical movements, or they motion captured it. So then that's an actor portraying it. Why do you always play female characters? I like art. I'm an artist, and I'm studying for form design. I need to design forms so I can pose the people in my walls. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm mostly just like bullshitting around at this point. I'm sleepy. Also, hello, Mandabar. Wild's a nice dude. Met him in 2016 at TwitchCon. Was it 2016? Shit. It's a while ago. And my presser was found out. That's fine. He's been super depressed for a while. Not a huge surprise. I think I have a coffin for him. But yeah, no. Those, a lot of those games are very over-exaggerated and cartoony, which just makes me take them less seriously, if I'm being honest. It's like, yeah, this is dumb. That's part of why it's amusing. I had to clear my nose again. Investments are open. Heads up, chat. And a character wearing metal armor. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. The only, like, jiggle physics that have ever actually made me laugh in a game, though, wasn't lube physics. It was the attack animation for the hamster people in Terra Online, which was a game I played for about a week. And then unsubbed and never played it again. But a friend of mine loved that game. Played a shit ton of it. And you could be a hamster person in that game. So I literally made Ham Toro, and I was Ham Toro, and I had a broadsword, and the animation was literally just like, threw the sword down, and it went smash in front of him, whipped it around behind his head, jumped into the air, smashed again, and then face planted, stumbled back up, re-got his balance, did like a swipe, and then fell on his ass, and then swiped again, and then jumped and like repeats the animation. It was maybe one of the greatest like bouncy animations I've ever seen. Terra, yes. Terra. Terra, Terra, Terra. The game where you can be a 1,000-year-old, 12-year-old. Video games. Video games. Video games, video games, video games. They're a thing. I hate MMOs, by the way. MMOs are garbage. Never getting into another MMO. Probably. Yeah. I mean, come on. It's a game where you can be a hamster person. Blue Chimp. You can be a hamster person with a fucking massive ass sword, and everybody's the whiny little girls. Come on. Come on. You could be a giant fucking roly-poly hamster dude. And people are like, nah, I want to be a child. Pathetic. All right, I want to work my way down here. Do, do, do. Bow, no, no, no. Are fun, but they require too much dedication. My problem with MMOs isn't that they require dedication. I play lots of games that require dedication. My problem with MMOs is that they require other human beings to be dependent upon in order for you to actually play the video game and a server to remain up. Those are two reasons for me to just go, no. No. I don't care. I don't care one bit. You know, at the rate we're going, we're gonna hit a million views next year on this channel. It's almost weird. It's almost weird. It's just such a large number of views. Only almost? Okay, fair. It's weird. Oh shit! R&D Sum is now a full-fledged miner. I don't know if R&D Sum's still lurking, but your little bab grew up. It's funny, I gave R&D Sum a child who was 11. And they were like, oh, that's never gonna grow up. It's gonna die. Is now a pretty decent miner. Alright, so we're gonna build a bridge and then build a bear. But first we're gonna build a bridge, which is going to essentially be blockable right here. And I'm gonna have it set up before I let the dwarves in here. You know, I remember vividly when this channel hit 100,000 views. I remember, like, it was snowing. It was in the middle of winter, and I was extremely happy. And I remember just, like, walking through the snow, like, as happy as can be, absolutely exhausted because I hadn't really slept in a couple of days. Walking to my parents' house. And that was 100,000. We're at like 807, almost 65,000 these days. It's like, oh my God. Absolutely just, oh my God. All right, chat room. You know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I slept for about 2 hours last night. I've done some pretty long streams this week, and I think I'm going to keep it short today. We're going to do a long stream on Saturday. Tomorrow is my day where I don't stream. So, just kind of a heads up. I'm going to just kind of relax for the remainder of today, because being blunt, I'm absolutely exhausted. I get to see my ex for the first time since the 22nd, so wish me luck on that, I guess. I'm also kind of hungry, and I didn't make lunch today. Yeah, I'm sorry, Trigosu. I'm just exhausted today. We'll be doing Dwarf Fortress again on Sunday. Saturday is my day where I take the RimWorld save file for Hot Potato. And we'll be doing Caves of Cud Saturday afternoon after Hot Potato.